Well, here we are at EF Financial, bringing to you another story about fraud that one of our clients experienced over the last couple of days. So, Erica, I just spoke to this client, and she got an email from Apple that said, "Oh, it's a fraud alert on her Apple Pay account. Please call us." So
It was an email.
she got an email with a phone number that said, please call. And I just want to preface this by saying this is a really bright client of ours. She's awesome. She's an attorney. And as she's telling me this story, she's looking back and saying, oh, I just had this sense. I had this sense, but I did it anyways. And so she called the number and they asked her what her account was on her Apple Pay, and she was like, "Well, don't you guys know this? You're the ones telling me." And they talked her into giving her their account information, and they said something along the lines of, "Oh, and we know there's been fraud because your Social Security has been flagged. Didn't you get the emails from us?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I did get emails from you." So they
Uh,
had this whole
They sent the emails.
They had sent the emails, come to find out, but it just was, they were so good. And she said she was on the phone with them for 2 hours, and they were asking her about all of her banks and her bank accounts and how much money she has. I don't think she actually gave the account numbers. But 2 hours she was on the phone with them. But then she started to realize something was off because she was saying, I'm going to go to my bank. And they're like, don't go to your bank. We're investigating the bank. Or when you go to the bank, don't tell anyone, but you need to move the money out so that the frauds can't get to your money. And she was like, okay. And then she started to get really suspicious. And so she hung up. And shortly thereafter, she got a phone call from her town's police department. Like the caller ID said the town police department. And so they were talking about, we understand there has been fraud on your account. We really want to protect you. And she thought she was speaking to her town police. She finally figured it out, but she cannot believe how she got sort of sucked into it,
Bamboozled.
being as
Well,
bright as she
what
is.
stands out to me is how coordinated that was. They
Mhm.
started with the emails about the social security number, called, and then had the follow-up call by the police. I mean, they are so good at
Yeah. Yeah.
fooling people.
This is what I say. I mean, they do this all day, every day. I mean, they are extraordinary. And then thank goodness for her, she did figure it out. But I think about all of the people that don't, that don't figure it out in time, especially
Well,
like
how did she ultimately figure it out?
I think that she went with her gut, which was with her the whole time. And just the questions and, how they were telling her not to tell her son or not to tell certain people. I think I mean, she finally went with her gut.
You know what strikes me? If anyone's ever given you the advice, if you have to keep it a secret, no matter what it is going on in your life, a personal thing or this money, then it's wrong.
Yes. And she
So it
said that.
applies.
She said that. She's like, I know. I could, someone can't tell me not to tell my son. So I think that's when it started to hit her. And then she's just really mad at herself. And she's like, I don't really want to, I'm embarrassed, but I need to tell everyone because I don't want this to happen to everyone
To
else.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Well, I think
always be wary.
when you say it out loud, you're like, of course that doesn't make sense. But
Yeah.
in the middle of it, they know they have this way to get you emotional about it,
Yeah.
and that you sort of don't think clearly.
Yeah.
They are pros. So be
Yeah.
careful out there. Don't trust anybody.
Yeah, don't call anyone, and if you call someone, don't give them your information. So, she did get new bank accounts. We did flag her accounts with us just to, make sure there's extra attention paid. So we're taking all those
So there
precautionary.
was no loss whatsoever.
No, nope.
Well,
Thank
uh,
goodness.
that's a let's learn from it
Happy
and
ending. Yeah,
happy ending. Yeah.
yeah. So
All right.
pay
Well, thank
attention,
you for sharing
everyone.
that.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good reminder. It's a good reminder. So,
Yes.
all right. Well, we
Happy
always
health.
happy wealth. Bye bye.